Imagine a skull the size of a car, packed with teeth like gleaming railroad spikes. Was the Tyrannosaurus Rex a cunning scavenger, or the ultimate predator? Step into its shadow and feel the ground tremble beneath history's most powerful hunter. Travel back 66 million years to uncover its bone-crushing bite, mysterious behavior, and rise to dominance. From fossilized truth to Hollywood legend, this is the untold story of the Tyrant Lizard King. You stand at the edge of a clearing and feel the name echo in your core. Tyrannosaurus Rex. This is not a mere scientific label. It is a title, a coronation. When paleontologist Henry Fairfield Osborn named it, he wasn't just classifying a fossil. He was crowning a monarch for a lost world. The name itself is a declaration, forged from ancient languages. From Greek, we get tyrannos, tyrant, and sauros, lizard. Then, from Latin, the final definitive seal of power, rex, king, the Tyrant Lizard King. Every syllable asserts an absolute, undisputed authority. You can understand the choice. Imagine unearthing a skull the size of a small car, with teeth as sharp as railway spikes. The discovery was not just of an animal. It was dominance, written in bone. No simple name would suffice. It demanded a title that matched its breathtaking scale. A name that could fully convey the terror and majesty it must have once commanded. Its reputation was sealed the moment that royal name was put to paper. You feel a shiver as you realize this title is no exaggeration. It is, quite simply, a statement of fact. The king had been found. The king steps from the tree line, and you finally see the physical form behind the legendary name. Your eyes are immediately drawn to its head, a colossal 5-foot-long weapon of intimidation and brutal efficiency. It's a masterpiece of evolutionary engineering. You might imagine it as a solid block of bone, but the reality is far more clever. The skull is riddled with large openings, or fenestrae, which drastically reduce its weight, while a network of fused, robust bones maintains incredible structural strength. It's a living battering ram that's also surprisingly light for its size. And then you see the teeth. Exposed in a jaw, each one is the size and shape of a railroad spike, serrated like a steak knife. These aren't just for slicing. They are instruments for pulverizing. The force behind them is almost unimaginable. A bite that could crush a car, making the chomp of a great white shark seem gentle by comparison. Your gaze travels down its immense body. You notice the famously small arms, and for a moment, they seem almost comical. But Hollywood gets this part wrong. Far from being weak, the fossil evidence shows they were packed with muscle, each capable of lifting hundreds of pounds. They weren't for reaching, but for holding, for gripping struggling prey in a fatal embrace. Below them, it's true powerhouses. The legs. They are pillars of muscle and bone, thick as tree trunks, designed to carry its 9-ton frame across this ancient landscape. Every step it takes makes the ground shudder, a testament to the immense power required just to move. You are looking at a creature built for one purpose: total domination. You lift your gaze from the creature and take in its kingdom. This is not the world you know. You are standing in the final moments of the Cretaceous period, a mere 2 million years before the Great Cataclysm. The air you breathe is thick, warm, and saturated with moisture, carrying the heavy scent of damp soil and blooming alien flowers. You are in Laramidia, a long island continent that would one day become Western North America. There is no grass beneath your feet, Instead, a lush carpet of ferns and mosses covers the ground. Towering cycads and conifers form a dense canopy, interspersed with the revolutionary new arrivals on the botanical scene. Flowering trees like magnolias and laurels, their large, waxy blossoms, adding a splash of strange color to the endless green. This is a world of water. Vast floodplains are crisscrossed by lazy, meandering rivers that swell and shrink with seasonal rains, creating immense, swampy lowlands. The climate is subtropical, a greenhouse world with no ice at its poles, where the humidity clings to your skin. In the distance, you hear the drone of insects and the calls of unseen creatures. A constant, vibrant chorus that speaks of an ecosystem teeming with life. This verdant, hothouse environment is the furnace that forged the Tyrant King. The sheer richness of the flora supports vast herds of herbivorous dinosaurs. And those herds, in turn, support a predator of this impossible size. Its powerful legs are perfectly suited to navigating these soft, muddy plains, and its massive body is fueled by the abundance of prey this world provides. This isn't just a backdrop. It's the life support system for a giant. Now, the ultimate question hangs in the humid air as you watch this titan. How does a creature this large sustain itself? For decades, a fierce debate has raged. Was it a majestic apex predator, the hunter of film legend? Or was it something less glamorous, a colossal scavenger? The case for a scavenger is surprisingly compelling. You imagine its massive head turning, its nostrils flaring. Deep within that armored skull, the part of its brain dedicated to smell was enormous, larger even than the areas for strategic thought. It could likely smell a rotting carcass from miles away, an ability perfectly suited for a specialist scavenger, like a 9-ton vulture. Its massive legs, while powerful, may not have been built for a prolonged high-speed chase, making the pursuit of nimble prey a challenge. But then you look again into its eyes. Unlike many dinosaurs, they face forward, granting it stereoscopic vision, the kind a predator needs to judge distance and strike with precision. A scavenger doesn't need depth perception like that. And you recall the power of its bite, a force designed not just to tear flesh, but to utterly pulverize bone. Fossil evidence seals the deal. Paleontologists have found the bones of other dinosaurs, like Triceratops, bearing the unmistakable signature of a T-Rex attack, bite marks that had healed. This is the smoking gun, proof of prey that was attacked while alive and managed to escape. It was a hunter. The most likely truth, however, is not a simple choice between one or the other. Like nearly all modern carnivores, it was an opportunist. It had the power and sensory weapons to hunt down the most formidable prey in its environment. But it was also smart enough never to turn down a free, easy meal. It was the undisputed king, and a king takes whatever it wants. Watching it move, you begin to wonder about the life beyond the hunt. Was it the solitary monster of our nightmares? Or was there a more complex story? The classic image is of a lone tyrant, but fossil trackways showing several tyrannosaurs traveling together hint at a different reality. Bone beds containing the remains of multiple individuals suggest they may have lived, and perhaps even hunted, in family groups. You try to imagine the sight. Not one, but a family of these giants moving through the forest. A coordinated unit of immense power. It's a vision that makes the lone hunter seem almost manageable by comparison. This creature was no sluggish reptile either. The evidence hidden within its bones suggests a fast metabolism, an internal furnace more like a bird's than a crocodile's. To grow from a hatchling to a 9-ton behemoth in just 2 decades required an immense amount of energy, pointing to a warm-blooded physiology that allowed for an active, dynamic life. You see it lower its massive head, and you notice a surprising lack of clumsiness in the movement. While its steps are earth-shaking, analysis of its brain case and inner ear, the organs of balance, suggests it was remarkably agile for its size, capable of tracking prey with swift, precise turns of its head. This was no lumbering brute. There was a surprising delicacy to its power. You can picture it using that same precise control to tend to its young, nudging a chick the size of a turkey with the tip of its snout. This paints a new picture, one that replaces the one-dimensional monster with a sophisticated animal. It was a social, warm-blooded and unexpectedly graceful creature, a living, breathing being far more intricate and fascinating than any movie monster could ever be. This creature's existence ripples outwards, defining the lives of every other animal in this lush Cretaceous world. It is a keystone species, the gravitational center around which its entire ecosystem revolves. As you scan the landscape, you begin to notice the other inhabitants, and you see them through the lens of their relationship with this predator. You see vast herds of 3-horned Triceratops, their immense bony frills not just for display, but as massive shields. Their sharp horns, each a yard long, point forward for a reason. You spot a low-slung walking fortress, the Ankylosaurus, covered head to tail in thick bony plates and wielding a devastating club at the end of its tail. These features are not evolutionary accidents. They are answers to a question, and that question is, how do you survive an attack from a Tyrannosaurus rex? This is the great evolutionary arms race, a biological Cold War played out over millions of years. For every weapon the Tyrant King developed, its bone-shattering bite, its keen eyesight, its powerful frame, its prey had to develop a countermeasure. The incredible armor, the defensive horns, the herd mentalities, all were sharpened to a razor's edge by the constant, terrifying pressure of this single predator. Without the T-Rex, there would be no need for such extreme defenses. Its presence sculpted the evolution of its neighbors, turning them into the incredible beasts you see before you. In this way, its role was not just one of destruction, but of creation. It maintained the health of the ecosystem by preying on the weak and the sick, ensuring only the strongest herbivores survived to pass on their genes. It was the brutal, terrifying, and absolutely necessary heart of its time. The world around you begins to dissolve, the lush greens and humid air fading into the quiet stillness of a museum hall. The living, breathing titan is gone, replaced by the silent, earthen-toned skeleton that is its ghost. This is how the modern world first met the king. In the summer of 1902, the legendary fossil hunter Barnum Brown unearthed the first partial skeleton in the Badlands of Hell Creek, Montana. When the bones were finally assembled and mounted, the world was stunned. Nothing like it had ever been seen before. It instantly dethroned all other prehistoric predators in the public consciousness and in scientific circles, setting a new, terrifying standard for what a land carnivore could be. Its journey from fossil to icon had begun. Almost immediately, it stomped its way into popular culture. It became the ultimate movie monster, the final boss of the prehistoric world. For decades, It was depicted as an upright, tail-dragging behemoth, a posture we now know is incorrect. You can almost smile at those early, clumsy representations, knowing now that its true, horizontal posture was far more agile and dynamic. Yet, no matter how science updates its appearance, adding feathers or refining its stance, its status remains unchanged. It is more than a fossil. It is a cultural touchstone, a symbol of untamable power from a lost age. It's the ultimate monster from a true story, a creature that challenges our place at the top of the food chain and reminds us of a time when the Earth was ruled by giants. Its reign, it seems, never truly ended. The echoes of its footsteps fade, leaving behind the profound silence of 66 million years of history. The journey back to this ancient time reveals not just a monster, but a complex and magnificent animal that shaped its world. As we return to our own time, we carry with us a deeper appreciation for the incredible story written in the bones of the earth, a story of a king that still reigns in our imagination.